Today's video is part two of looking at the career of Walter M. Miller Jr. In the first video, you'll find out some biographical information about him and learn about his novel, A Canticle for Leibowitz. Today, we take a look at his novellas and short stories. Conditionally Human, 3 novellas, Walter M. Miller Jr., 1962. The first story is Conditionally Human. In this story, the world is overpopulated and there is population control. However, people still desire the relationship of babies and children. Engineering of animals can create pets that are like babies. A chimpanzee, for example, can be edited to look like a human and thus attempt to satisfy the maternalistic impulse of humans. These strange genetically altered beings are limited in intelligence and have a short lifespan. But what if they become more intelligent than intended? Are they human? Are they animal? Do they have a soul? This is a story of a person who collects these beings and exterminates them. The horrors of his job hit home as one of these beings is now adopted by his wife. This dark story explores theological and moral themes. The second story, The Darfsteller, was a Hugo winner. It is the story of an actor who has lost his job and is now a janitor within the theater. He has lost his job to automation. Robots and computer directors produce the theater of the day. He conspires to disable one of the actors and take their place. This story looks at the themes of technology and unemployment or underemployment. What do we lose in the advancement of technology? The last story is The Dark Benediction. In this story, we follow a survivor of a pandemic that has hit Earth. This pandemic has come from space. After a meteor shower, we find the remnants, and within them is the disease that infects humanity. Their skin turns gray and they start to mutate. They have a desire to touch other beings and pass on the disease. At first, this looks like a zombie story, but it is more than that. What if aliens had sent a biological enhancement for the human race? 3 fascinating novellas. In the first, we look at what it is to be human, and in the last, we look at what it might mean to be more than human. I found the middle one to be the weakest of them, even though it won a Hugo Award. Overall, I give Conditionally Human 8 out of 10. Then next, we have the short story collection, A View from the Stars, Walter M. Miller Jr., 1964. It is a collection of 9 stories. Some of these stories feature the amazing prose of Walter M. Miller Jr. Many have interesting ideas. Where's our place in history? What are our responsibilities to others? And how do we adapt to new environments and new situations? Once again, our morality and theological positions are challenged. For me, the most enjoyable story was The Will. And I'd like to read the first paragraph from The Will. The will of a child who played in the sun and ran over the meadow to chase with his dog among the trees beyond the hedge and knew the fierce passions of childhood. A child whose logic cut corners and sought shortest distances and found them. A child who made shining life in my house. The 14-year-old boy's name is Kenny. He has leukemia and is dying. The story is told from the point of view of the father. This story is full of emotion. The love for your child, the innocence, joy, and energy of that child fading away. The medicine of the day can't save the child. But is there another way? This is the type of emotional story you might expect from someone like Steven Spielberg. It would take a very cynical person not to be touched by this story. Even if you don't read this book, you might want to seek out The Will. If you are a person who loves family and loves the ideas and tropes of science fiction and how they can transcend or surpass tragic situations. All strong stories in here. I will for sure reread some of these stories. I give A View from the Stars 9 out of 10. So, have you read any Walter M. Miller Jr. stories? Which is your favorite story? please comment below. Keep reading.